49ers mailbag coming your way on the San Francisco 49ers Report by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Chase Sr. San Francisco taking on the Los Angeles Rams on Sunday. A reminder, we will be doing another watch party for it here on the channel. 60,000 people joined us last Sunday for that game against the Kansas City Chiefs. Even though it was a loss, though, the show certainly was successful. A big reason for that, a lot of people joined us on call-in after the game. It's like Twitter Spaces, but even better. So do me a favor, support the show and download the call-in app so that you can call into the show and interact with me, ask me a question, or just get your emotions off your chest like a lot of people did following that KC loss. If you want to download the app, you can do so on the App Store by scanning this QR code to your left. Or if you have an Android, Trace, let's show those QR codes. You can scan the QR code to your right on the Google Play Store. Also, the links to download the call-in app available in the comment section and the description of this video. If we get 100 people listening live, we will give out a free shirt. That show will also continue to air live on YouTube during our watch party as well. So we begin this mailbag with this one coming in from another really loyal subscriber in Chualore. Should the 49ers address the offensive line in draft or free agency? I think it's a combination of both, right? I think that going into the draft, you're without a couple of picks now after the Trey Lance trade, after the McCaffrey trade. You can still find a very, very good center, which I think should be a point of emphasis in the third round, a guy who could be a plug-and-play starter. So many times we see some of these elite centers go in the second, third, fourth, and fifth rounds of the NFL draft. So some really good offensive linemen expected to be a part of this class. And then in free agency, if there's a center out there that you really like, go and get him. If there's a right tackle who's an upgrade over Mike McGlinchey, go out and get him. You have to improve this offensive line. There's no doubt about that. Aaron Banks still hasn't given up a sack this year. You know what you're going to get from Trent Williams. I like Spencer Burford, but center and right tackle concerns for me. I'm with you, Chualore. George Shores, what up, George? Do you think that Kyle is purposely losing games with his bad play calling? Why would he do that? Why would he want the temperature beneath his seat to get ratcheted up? He does not want to purposely lose games because he understands that San Francisco has an opportunity to once again compete for the NFC title, compete in this division, as I still think they're the best team in the NFC West, and go after a Super Bowl championship. He's not purposely losing games because if he does, then his seat is going to continue to get hot and his job might be in jeopardy. Alberto Soto, SoFi is going to be called SoFi Cemetery because we're going to kill the Rams. Well, we already know it's Levi Stadium South. There is going to be a sea of red at SoFi Stadium. It is basically going to be a home away from home game. And hopefully with that, the Niners will be motivated. Hopefully with that, Matthew Stafford will have to go to a silent count like he had to do in the NFC Championship game last year in Week 8 to make it a difficult environment for the Rams to play in at their home stadium. You could talk about the Dallas Cowboys a couple of weeks ago taking over SoFi. Yeah, cool, whatever. It is nothing like the faithful taking over SoFi. So hopefully that gives this team the necessary juice that they need to turn this season around. Look, they started 3-5 last year. They won 10 games and made it to the NFL playoffs. The percentages of doing that, though, in back-to-back years, very, very small. So speaking of this game, let me know who you got. Get those game predictions into the comment section right now. And, of course, we'll show you love as we always do down below in the comment section. SF for the Niners, LAR for the Rams. I'm going San Francisco because they are the kryptonite for the Los Angeles Rams. Orlando Ventura, what's good, bro? What do you expect for Christian McCaffrey? I expect him to play a little bit more than he did against the Kansas City Chiefs. And Trace, if we could pop up his numbers against KC, that would be great because in limited action, I was really impressed with what McCaffrey was able to do. Now, of course, we have to hope and pray that this guy is able to stay healthy this year to make good on that trade and in future years as well. Hopefully McCaffrey is going to be able to do that because this guy is a special playmaker when he's on the football field, and you saw that ability against KC. 8 carries, 38 yards, 2 catches, 24 yards. This dude is legit, and hopefully he is able to get some more snaps because in turn I think that makes this offense a lot more explosive. So Gray McCaffrey's performance against the Chiefs. Personally, I'm going to give him, a B in that range. If he had a touchdown, I'd give him an A, but honestly, he took advantage of his opportunities. Let me know right now once more in the comment section. Futuristic Old School with the $2 super chat. Thank you so much for your donation. It allows us to build our staff and build new studios like we just did here at Chat Sports. The coach is the problem. Let someone else call the plays. See, my problem with that, Kyle Shanahan has paid a lot of money. Kyle Shanahan's specialty is the offensive side of the football. If he has lost that type of zest, that's a problem for this organization moving forward. Because who else is going to call the plays? Brian Griese, who's never been a coach in the NFL, who just came to the Niners out of the broadcast booth? Like, that doesn't make a lot of sense, right? So is it going to be Bobby Slowak, like, who's the pass game coordinator? You don't have Mike McDaniel any longer. Would have been awesome to see him call the plays. Sometimes coaches do this. Like, Andy Reid is considered to be the best play caller ever, maybe. And even him throughout his NFL career has given up and surrendered play calling duties. So maybe Shanahan just needs a better perspective, but this is supposed to be his specialty. This is supposed to be his strength, and up to this point, it has not been that this year. King of Hearts is next. The 49ers have released running back Tevin Coleman. Yes, they did that following the Christian McCaffrey trade. Now, maybe that roster transaction became official, but they did do that after that trade was made official. They let go of him, and he's not going to be a part of this team moving forward, as San Francisco doesn't really need Tevin Coleman any longer. Ernesto Ojeda, which players do you think need to step up before the Los Angeles Rams game? Jimmy Garoppolo can't throw the pick in the red zone. You get points there, and maybe the game is a little bit different. Kyle Shanahan, as I said, has to step up. He's not a player, but has to play better. So does Trent Williams. He was not good. He gave up that safety because Frank Clark on back-to-back plays beat him pretty badly. Now, of course, he was out the last couple of weeks. Hopefully he's a little bit healthier and more in tune with game action, so he has to be better. George Kittle can't drop a big third down conversion like he did against KC, which halted a drive. So those are some of the players. Tarvarius Ward, he got cooked, but I think a lot of that was because of injury. So a couple of guys there who certainly need to step up for San Francisco. It is a huge game, so let's make some noise. If you're not going to be at SoFi Stadium, for our watch parties, we like to make it the best atmosphere outside of being at the game. So a lot of people are going to be making noise at SoFi. If you can't make noise at SoFi, make some noise in the comments section. Beat LA. Beat LA. Beat LA. Let's get those good vibes going in the lead up to kickoff. Julian Rost, what's good, brother? Chase, not a huge fan of the Trey negative vibes. He needs more reps. Do you see Trey's play similar to Jalen Hurts? Maybe, but here's where Hurts is different as compared to Trey Lance. Hurts got playing time. Hurts got reps. Hurts got to learn the rigors of what it's like to be a quarterback in this league. Trey has not played at all at North Dakota State and very sparingly so far with the San Francisco 49ers. So this guy needs reps. He needs experience. He needs just playing time to see that he could be that player that the 49ers had envisioned when they took him number 3 in the 2021 NFL Draft. Hurts got those reps. Trey Lance is not. That's why I'm concerned about him. But Jalen Hurts got a lot better. He improved his accuracy. He's improved his completion percentage. And so far this NFL season, he's been a bona fide MVP candidate. Trey Lance has even more talent than Jalen Hurts, too. Cole X, do you think we might trade for Mac Jones? I don't think it's going to happen in the lead up to the NFL trade deadline. Him as a backup to start learning the system to get ahead of the curve would certainly be nice. Maybe after the year, if Jimmy Garoppolo is a disaster and San Francisco is really worried about Trey Lance as a quarterback in this league. Look, I don't think there's any secret that Kyle Shanahan really likes Mac Jones. I don't think there's any secret this organization really likes him. He is a scheme fit because he can get the ball out quick and very accurately and rely on this ground game. That is the backbone of this offense. So we'll see. It's certainly fascinating, no doubt. Sir Juju, last question in this mailbag. Hopefully you bring good juju to San Francisco. Special teams need to step the F up and help out. Totally agree. Special teams have been completely underwhelming this year. Special teams have been very, very frustrating. Brian Schneider was supposed to come here and improve on a special teams unit that last year was middle of the pack in the National Football League. And so far, that has not happened. I lied to you about that being the last question because, of course, we have to feature the super chat that just came in right before the buzzer. Dust, I think the game against the Chiefs was the pinnacle of what the Niners should measure themselves against. With that being said, we sucked. There's really no other way to put it. San Francisco sucked against the Kansas City Chiefs. They got taken to the woodshed. Kyle Shanahan, D'Amico Ryans, they were outclassed, outcoached, outmaneuvered, and outworked by Andy Reid and Steve Spagnuolo. There's no other way to put it. I promise you I will always keep it real here on the show, and we're just keeping it real right now because those right there, folks, are facts, and you should be frustrated. Gold Digger 1849, $2 super chat. Do you remember where Beat LA came from? It was from the Boston Celtics way back in the day, right? Beat LA during those infamous Celtics-Lakers rivalries? I think so. Correct me if I'm wrong, Gold Digger. Did it come from Niner fans way back in the day before my time? Either way, let me know. I love to be informed.